Well, it's nighttime and we are at the Goodwill, and I'm hoping that I will be able to fill my cart with all sorts of treasures that I can flip for a profit. So, here we go. All right, so today at the Goodwill, we are actually picking up where we left off yesterday. If you have not seen that video, there is a link to it down in the description. But the first thing that I found today was this piece right here. It is marked on the back. You could see made in Hong Kong, but I just love these pieces and the inlaid work. It's like a stonework. And so I decided to grab this and stick this in my cart along with everything else that I found yesterday. I also found this ceramic dog. It was $2.99, but I decided to leave that there on the shelf because I didn't see a whole lot of resale value there. There was a bunch of little knives here, and unfortunately there were a few missing, and so even though I took a closer look at them, I did decide to leave these as well. I really liked this arrangement here, and I do realize that it is fake, but I liked the way it was put together. I thought that it was nice, so I did take a closer look at that. You can see there's a lot of baskets here on the shelf. I always look at the flower arrangements because occasionally they will be vintage American pottery. So I decided to take a closer look at the metals here, and this piece caught my eye because of the tarnish. It was $1.99, but there were no clear markings on it, and because I couldn't find any markings, I decided that I was going to leave it behind. This candlestick was something else, and when I went to try to lift it, I realized that it weighed about 20 pounds. But it was marked Bombay on the bottom, and I think some of their stuff can sell for good money, but it was very heavy. Dagny found this really nice plate. Now, this was a studio pottery piece. It was marked by the artist, but the design on it was very dainty and pretty. I really loved this. Now, she will probably have this listed in her eBay shop, which is linked down below under Shop with Our Friends. Here I am checking out the other metals, turning them over, seeing if there's any Wendell August Forge. Of course, there's no trash cans. Those seem to be the best sellers of Wendell August Forge right there, is the trash cans. We've got some little coasters here. They were kind of a two-tone metal. This little piece caught my eye. I liked the figural line on the front, and it was made of pewter. You can see there on the back. For $2.99, I decided to grab this little piece, mostly because of the line. I did pop it open. It was clean on the inside, and he was just adorable. This piece, I also liked the tarnish on this, but when I turned it over, it was plate, and it was $12.99, which I felt was a little bit high for silver plate. But the pewter, I'll take that. Around the corner here, I noticed these two little elephants interlocking trunks, and even though it was adorable, for some reason, I didn't grab it, and I'm not exactly sure why. This tankard right here reminded me of a similar piece that Michelle Comfy Cozy Living had on one of her live sales recently, but it had a sailor knot on it. This is another pewter tankard. The bottom I couldn't really make out, but it was $1.99. They were neat, but I'm not very familiar with the resale value on those. And as you can see, this one was all bent up because pewter is a soft metal. Dagny did find this plate here that appeared to maybe be recycled glass, and could it have been Fire and Light? It is very possible. Yvonne Thrifty Rich, who is a friend of mine, another YouTuber, has taught me a lot about Fire and Light. I do not think that that plate was Fire and Light, but I will let Yvonne chime in on the comments and get her take on it. I do like that deviled egg plate there. My grandmother actually had that deviled egg plate, so it was a little bit of nostalgia, but I did leave it behind. Some garlic plates here. I did pick these up. They struck me as being Italian for some reason, but they were not marked, so I did leave those. This little trinket box here on the end, I did grab this. It was marked on the bottom. I suspect it might say Mexico there underneath the Goodwill sticker, but it's hard to make out. I liked that it kind of looked like that flowed blue, even though it probably wasn't that old. But I liked it, and so I found a place for it in my cart, even though it wasn't easy, as you can see. This looked to me to be either a perfume or possibly a lamp base. And there was some art down here on the bottom shelf, and I did take a closer look at this with the lighthouse. At this point, I'm really just taking a thorough look at everything. This reminds me that Ashton has a dentist appointment tomorrow. That's going to be fun. There was a ginger jar here on the shelves, and I did take a look at the bottom of it, but you can see that Made in China sticker there for $6.99. When I'm looking at these old ginger jars, I'm usually looking for an older mark, usually in Chinese, and not a sticker that says Made in China. These placemats were kind of neat. Now, I spotted this cup right here, and it was $1.99. I really liked this, and so I did put it in my cart, but I noticed later on that there was actually a crack in it, and so I did leave it at the checkout, unfortunately, when I noticed that crack. Back here, there was a box, and it had some really nice inlay on it. On the front there, you can see that polo scene. They are playing polo. And it's a very popular Persian scene. In this case, it's marked on the inside, Iran Hera Marka, 1978. So it's vintage, and I just liked it. I thought it was a neat looking box. There's some more artwork down here on the bottom shelf, and this piece right here did catch my eye. It was a print, but it was very nicely executed, so that's why it's a print. So it did say Americana there on the bottom, and I did leave that behind. I was just moving the thermos. I know a lot of you just died inside. Here in this box, there were some mugs and some little dessert plates. They're not very old, however, they are Art Nouveau in style, and Art Nouveau the style dates to the early 1900s. So I did decide to grab these, and you can see that Dagny has found the picture that I found in yesterday's video, which is linked down in the description. And then my camera went wonky. And I was just explaining to her how I suspect this is a Frankenstein piece because I have seen this picture before, at least the top of this, and the lamp globe and the weird foot. It's just a very strange piece, but it's unique and it's more than likely one of a kind. And so is it worth buying for resale? Possibly. You have to find the right buyer for it, but it's unique and it's interesting, and it's not very expensive, so why not? If you're attracted to it and it's not a huge investment, go for it. And so that's kind of what I was talking her into it right there. And she also found this Karak tray, and I was so excited for her because it is a cardinal, and I've never seen the cardinal tray before. Dagny discovered this little Ziploc bag full of jute napkin rings, and I thought that they would look great as a place setting. And I think there were about 6 of them in the bag, and they were only 99 cents, so that was a pretty good score there. This chicken, I think, is made to be an outdoor decoration. And back here, I spotted a teapot. I don't usually mess with teapots. I usually leave those up to Andrew, but I did like the simplicity of this teapot, but I didn't like it that much. I've got some coasters there. This studio pottery bowl was marked on the bottom. It was marked Jessica Davis, but I felt like it may be a student art project. There wasn't anything that really stood out to me about it. It was just kind of utilitarian, and so I did leave that. And I did fix this sign. Wash our ears. Very important advice. I decided to check out this box, but this box caught my eye. It reminded me of like the 1990s, something my mom may have had on her dresser. I believe it was a jewelry box, possibly a sewing box, but I liked the shape of it and the fact that it was kind of a trunk style, hand painted. It was nice, and so I did decide to grab it even though it was $9.99. I noticed that this Goodwill is very fond of the $9.99 price tag. And I'm okay with that. I mean, there's still some good deals to be found at $9.99. I'm just not used to it. So there was a whole pile of dolls here, and now I do say over and over again that I avoid dolls, but I did decide to check out the dolls today just because why not? We've found a lot of great stuff today, and there could be something hiding in the dolls. So I did pick up this piece right here, and I believe this is My Fair Lady, possibly Audrey Hepburn, I believe. That's what Dagny said. I can't remember if that's exactly what she said, but I'm pretty sure that's what she said. And I did decide to look her up, and she doesn't really sell it for that much, even in her box. She's a collector's doll, and collector's dolls, there are always exceptions to the rules, but they don't typically have a very high resale value. This poor lady here was made in China, so I didn't mess with her. She appeared to be missing a hat anyway. But I did look up My Fair Lady. She's creepy. I don't know why she's staring at us right now. I don't know what I was talking about, that she was just staring into the camera with this absent look, blank stare. This here, we weren't sure exactly what this was. It was marked on the back Kate, but I wasn't sure if it was for some sort of pie, if it was a pie plate. You guys know I'm not really a cook or a baker or anything of that sort, so I wasn't really sure the purpose of this baking pan. But I did like the design of it. I thought it was very colorful and pretty, even though I didn't know who Kate was. But I left it on the shelf. Then I found this soy candle, and usually when I pick up candles, I take them to the shop because I can't have them around my birds, but it smelled good. Now, Dagny found these milk glass candlesticks that I looked at yesterday. She looked at them a little bit closer with the potential of buying them, but noticed that there was a chip on them. After sniffing the candle, I decided that it was a scent that appealed to me, so I did buy it. Now, Dagny found this little trinket box, and we were trying to decide whether it was a cat or a dog. Here on the other side of the shelf, you can see there is a bottom to a turkey dish. There is no lid. I decided to take a closer look through the clear glass. This is an elegant dish of some sort. I liked the pattern on it. I liked the floral pattern. We've got an inkwell here for $2.99. But I didn't really need an inkwell, and I didn't know what the resale value was. Dagny found the ducks, and I was looking again at this vase, and now Dagny, for some reason, knew that it was from Romania, and I was so impressed with her knowledge of crystal. And as it turns out, there is a sticker at the top. And if you watched the video yesterday, I was looking at the bottom of the vase, trying to find a mark on it, and I couldn't find it, and it was because I was holding the vase by the neck, and I was holding the sticker. So there you have it. Problem solved. It may even be Czechoslovakia. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let me get. What?
I'm so excited. This is Finland. And this is where the music started picking back up and getting very, very loud. But I was super excited about this bowl. It is made in Finland, and it is made by a designer called Toika, Toikka, and he is very known for his glass birds. But this particular bowl is a flower pattern, and even though I got super excited about it, it sells for about $45 to $65, but it's a pattern that I am very fond of and I have found in the past. So I decided to keep looking. I don't think that's anything. This might be. Made in Finland. all the Finnish glasses. And the music started picking back up again, unfortunately. But this vase right here is made by the same company, Itala Glass of Finland. However, the designer is Timo Sarbaneva, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. And it is part of the Crocus line. It sells for about $85 to $125. So pretty thrilled with that. You can tell because I continue looking for more glass. Dagny did find this covered dish from Italy here. It was shaped like a rose. It was really nice, and she did manage to squeeze that into her cart. I returned to the metal section where I did find this silver overlay plate, and I really loved the etching of the pear on it. It was $3.99, and I've been avoiding some of the silver overlay recently unless it was special in some sort of way, and I feel like the pear etching really makes this special, and so I did decide to grab that, even though I just set it down, and to turn this over. This was, I believe, Wilton, and it was very heavy, but I did remember the plate. This was a covered dish of some sort. I found it to be interesting. And I was very confused by the plate on the inside, and so I tried to turn it over, and I realized very quickly that it was extremely heavy, and I just wasn't that committed to it. Now, in the purse section, there was a purse here. It was pink and black, and it was Betsy Johnson. Occasionally, I will pick up Betsy Johnson purses. This one appeared to be in pretty good condition. There was a little bit of like an ink stain there, but other than that, it was in pretty good condition. And some of her stuff can sell very well, I've noticed. So I decided to grab this for $9.99. I feel like the average selling price for her stuff is around $20 to $25. So I decided to take a chance on this. And maybe it would just happen to be one of those purses that sells for way more than that. I don't know. I did not look up comps. I guess we'll find out. Dagny found a cute little bag there, and it appeared to be suede. It was very soft, but it wouldn't latch, and so I think she left it behind. I looked a little closer at the other purses there, because after finding the Betsy Johnson, I thought, well, maybe there might be something more. But there really wasn't much there. At least in my non-expert opinion, because I am not an expert in purses by any means. And then Dagny tells me she found some Kate Spade coasters. And I was like, you found what? And you didn't tell me? And so sure enough, she did. She found Kate Spade coasters. I thought those were pretty cool. So also little dessert plates. I decided to grab this purse and look at it at least. It did have an Italian name on it, and a lot of really nice purses come from Italy. I do know that much. And so I did decide to check it out. The condition of it was a little concerning, but I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe you could put leather polish on. I have no idea what I was talking about at that moment. But I did look up comps, and even in good condition, it just really wasn't worth it. So I did put that back up on the shelf. All right, so our total spend there was $167. It seems like an awful lot of money, but we dropped a lot of money on that jewelry box. That jewelry box was $56, I do believe. And I think it was totally worth it because I've never seen one in that good condition. And the enamel work on it, the painting was just phenomenal. A lot of the times the lacquer starts to peel, and there's a lot of condition issues with those jewelry boxes, but this one was just immaculate. It was amazing. It probably weighed about 15 pounds, maybe 20, because it was solid wood. So it was very heavy. I'm not sure if I will list it on eBay or not. I might hold on to it for a little while and use it. But anyway, I think we're gonna get out of here now. But before I sign off, I wanted to remind all of you that a lot of Dagny's stuff will be up in her eBay shop, which is linked down below in the shop with our friends link. So you can go check out anything that you saw that she picked up. I'm sure she'll be listing in her shop. But on that note, we're gonna go get some Starbucks. And I've got an hour and 40 minutes ride home. So I will see all of you tomorrow later.